On a cold, rainy night, the tired bus driver was finishing his final trip of the day. The city lights flickered on wet roads, and the world outside seemed too busy to care. His eyes were heavy, his body exhausted. All he wanted was to go home, rest, and forget the stress of the day. The rain fell steadily, unforgiving. The bus rolled through the quiet streets, and as it neared one last stop, the driver noticed a figure standing alone in the rain. It was an old woman, fragile and soaked, holding a small, worn-out bag. The driver opened the door and she stepped in slowly, her hands trembling. She looked vulnerable, her eyes scanning the bus. Passengers turned their heads, some staring, others frowning. She walked forward, checking her bag, but when she reached for her money, there was nothing. A deep silence filled the bus, broken only by the murmurs of the passengers. "She can't ride for free. This is not charity." The whispers grew louder, and the pressure in the bus became heavy. The old woman stood there, helpless and embarrassed, unsure of what to do next. The driver saw everything, the judgment in the passengers' eyes, the discomfort in the air. For a moment, he said nothing. He could have followed the rules. He could have asked her to get off. But he was thinking. He was thinking about the long day he'd just had, the exhaustion weighing him down. He was thinking about the rules, about the expectations. But more than that, he was thinking about what was right. Then slowly he turned around, looked at the old woman and spoke softly. "Mother, it's okay. You can sit." The bus went completely silent. The same passengers who had murmured complaints now said nothing. The woman's eyes widened as if she couldn't believe what she'd just heard. "Thank you, my son," she whispered, her voice shaky. She slowly made her way to an empty seat, her movements slow and deliberate, as if the simple act of sitting was an accomplishment in itself. The journey continued. The rain still fell outside, but inside the bus, something had changed. A small act of kindness had filled the space, making it warmer, softer. Years passed, and life moved on. The bus driver, once a simple man just trying to make it through his day, now found himself in a hospital bed. He was weak, tired, struggling to breathe. The doctors had delivered their diagnosis. He needed surgery, but there was a problem. He couldn't afford it. Everything he had worked for, every penny he had saved, wasn't enough. For the first time in a long time, he felt helpless, alone. He thought about the long, hard days he had spent driving the bus, doing his best to make ends meet. Days turned into weeks, and his hope began to fade. Then, one day, the door to his hospital room opened slowly. A doctor entered, calm and confident. He looked at the man lying in the bed and picked up his file. There was something familiar about the doctor. The driver's mind was foggy, but the doctor's face seemed to hold a deep sense of recognition. The doctor paused, and then a small smile appeared on his face. "Don't worry," he said gently. "Your treatment is free." The driver, confused, managed to ask, "Why?" The doctor took a deep breath and looked the man in the eye. "Years ago, you helped my mother. She had no money. She got on your bus and you let her ride for free." The words hit the driver like a wave. His mind raced, memories flooding back. The rain, the bus, the old woman, the kindness. He remembered now. He had helped her without a second thought, not expecting anything in return. Tears filled his eyes. The kindness he had shown that day, so small and seemingly insignificant, had come back in the most unexpected way. The doctor smiled again, his eyes filled with gratitude. "Today, I'm just returning the favor." The driver's heart swelled with emotion. He realized that nothing you do with a good heart is ever wasted. Kindness, no matter how small, always finds its way back to you. It may not be immediate. It may not come in the way you expect, but it comes. And sometimes, it comes exactly when you need it most. The doctor's words echoed in the driver's mind. One act, one moment, one decision. It can change everything forever. And in that quiet hospital room, as the driver lay there overwhelmed with gratitude, he understood something powerful. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Because you never know when that kindness will come back to you, sometimes in the most life-changing ways.